move your body and breathe a bit. And so I'm going to take you through a short 20-minute practice today that I try and get in the mornings when I can with the toddler. Sometimes the day just has to get started like this. But if I can sneak away and just have a little 20-minute way to start my day off on the right foot, um, oftentimes the day just flows a lot better for me, especially now that we're in so confined spaces all together. Um, it's just a beautiful way as a little gift to yourself and to set yourself up for a day that may be a little bit more centered and happier and content than the day before. So as always, I'll give a couple of variations to poses, but I suggest you move in a way that feels good in your body. Especially if you are using this as a re-recording, I can't see how you're moving and make adjustments. So please just make sure that during the practice you tune into yourself and just feel if something feels too much, it likely is too much. So be gentle with yourself, so some compassion. But there are times when you may also feel encouraged to take a stronger pose and to just feel your body working. So really it's about you practicing safety and compassion towards yourself. So come seated. I like to sit on a little blanket, on the edge of the blanket. Come seated in a comfortable seated position. And let's start by just closing the eyes. Feeling your seat bones grounding you down into the earth. From there, allowing the spine to grow tall. Chin is tightly tucked in. Relaxing shoulders down. And feel yourself breathing. Just notice how the body is feeling this morning. Quite possibly quite stiff still in a couple of spaces. And just feel the rise and fall of the breath in your body. And for the next 3 breaths, see if you can slightly deepen the breath. I'm not asking for 100% expansion of the lungs and rib cage, but just deepen it a little bit. Maybe just 5% more than the previous breath. Breathing through nose, mouth is closed. And if Ujjayi breath is available to you, now you're welcome to start with Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is that gentle contraction at the back of your throat that creates an ocean-like sound. And so just for a moment, taking stock of how you're feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally. And as this is a morning practice, you may want to choose a word that you'd like to keep for yourself as an anchor throughout your day today. In this live class, it's the weekend, so maybe you want to choose something that has to do with the weekend. Maybe it's something as simple as joy and peace. Maybe it's a whole sankalpa, a short statement. I am present right now. Repeating that 3 times in your head if you do have one, otherwise just letting go of the thoughts about it and returning back to your breath and your body. Eyes can remain closed or open, and on the inhale, raising the arms from the side all the way up towards the ceiling. First, gentle movement. Exhale, lowering the arms down. Two more times, inhaling, arms up. Exhaling down. Feeling the body move from the inside. Next inhale, opening the arms wide, rising the chest up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, rounding over, as if you're hugging a big tree. Inhale, opening up, elbows can remain low. Exhale, rounding the shoulders, rounding into the lower back, head tilting forward. And see if you can, with every exhale, allow the spine to become more involved. Maybe every inhale, you also want to open that chest up a little bit more, very gentle as you're just waking the body up. One more time. And exhale, hugging yourself and just allowing yourself to fold forward. Head hanging heavy, maybe nodding or shaking the head. 3 breaths here. Breathing in the space between your shoulder blades, behind your heart. After 3 breaths, coming back up. Exhale, lowering down. Straightening your legs. It's a bit of a shake. Nice way in the morning is also just to give the body a little bit of a tap. So starting with one leg, tapping all the way up. Down, one leg. Some circulation. A wake up, clap for all those beautiful cells, and then crossing your legs the other way around. And we'll do the same on this side as well. So inhale, opening the arms up wide, rising the chest, gaze up. Exhale, rounding forward, hugging your body in now. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, hugging in. One more time. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, hugging in and remaining here again for 3 breaths. Feel your seat bones drawing you down, while at the same time you're very soft, maybe nodding, shaking the head, releasing the neck. Breathing into this space in between your shoulder blades. Feel how the capacity of your lungs is widening. How you're oxygenating the body. And now coming all the way up. Exhale, hands down. And we'll move on to hands and knees. Again, I find it really handy to have a blanket nearby, especially if you have sore knees or wrists. It's always a beautiful thing for you to just make sure that you're as comfortable as possible during your practice. Coming on to hands and knees. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the wrists, wrists underneath the shoulders. Couple of cat and cow. Feel yourself having a stable foundation, and here that you're not dipping in, but that you are lifting from in between your shoulder blades up so you have a nice, strong, flat back. And then we'll bring some movement into the back, continuing to warm it up for the day. Inhale, gazing forward, belly lift, lowering down, tilting the hips. Exhale, lifting from the stomach, pressing into hands and knees. And again, you don't need to go to extremes this early in the morning. Just feel your body slowly waking up. Maybe with every inhale and exhale, just deepening the movement. Moving in line with your breath, allowing the breath to guide the movement. Two more times. On the inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, gazing over your right shoulder, bringing hip and right shoulder towards each other. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Trying to bring the left shoulder and the left hip closer to each other, opening up the right side body. Inhale, center. Moving from side to side. It's a nice way to get your organs massaged, to create blood supply in the body. Once more to each side. They also call this the sassy cat. And then I like to start almost, I will have in every practice a bit of circling of the hips. So bringing the circles to the side and back. Inhaling forward. Allowing the whole upper body to be involved. Maybe closing the eyes and really moving in a way that feels good to you. Bending at the elbows, allowing the neck to be involved. And maybe other side. Maybe some clicks of joints. My knees definitely like to make some background sounds in my practice. And then coming back to stillness, knees as wide as the edges of your mat, big toes together, heel, buttocks towards heels, moving down into the child's pose. If you can't quite reach the floor, again, mat, blanket is a beautiful thing. A bit of extra support for placing your head on. If you don't have a blanket handy, you can also use two fists on top of each other. Having that pressure against the forehead signals the nervous system to calm down, allows us to deepen our breath and start our day from a calm space. And the next inhale, coming up to hands and knees together, placing the balls of the feet into the mat, inhaling here, and on the exhale, lifting the knees off the mat, moving the weight of the body towards the heels, Maybe walking the hands further away and then bending one leg, straightening the other. Warming the body up, maybe twisting hips from side to side. Moving towards your first downward facing dog. And again, I highly recommend keeping the knees bent, moving towards a long, flat spine. Gazes towards the feet. 3 breaths here. And slowly walking the feet towards the hands, folding forward over the knees, allowing the torso to rest. Nodding head, shaking head, maybe holding onto your elbows, swinging from side to side. Two breaths here, allowing gravity to do its work. Head hanging heavy. And I feel you can really sense how the spine is like slowly allowing to unfold, slowly allowing to lengthen out a bit, creating some space in between the vertebrae. And then on the next inhale with me, slightly bend, rolling yourself up into a standing position. Very slowly, it's the first time we're coming to a stand. Rolling the shoulders back, and on the inhale, reaching the arms up. Hands to touch, exhale, hands to heart. Feeling the soles of your feet make contact with the mat. On your inhale, reaching the arms up from, just see that your feet are pointing forward, hip width apart, making sure you have a stable foundation. Knees can be slightly bent. On your inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, coming into a little seated position. Inhale, opening arms out wide, cactus arms. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming to a halfway lift. Flat back, gazes down, chin tucked in. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling here, hands on lower back. And inhale, coming all the way back up, arms reaching up, hands to touch. We'll do this one more time. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhaling, arms wide. Feel your tailbone tucking in here, so you're not really going into a lower back bend, but you're keeping your lower back strong, having an active core. And if it's too strong for you to open the arms out wide, because you do then go into your lower back, just lowering the elbows, and that will help you. On your next exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming into a halfway lift. Exhale, folding in, knees bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands on lower back. And with knees bent, active core, slowly coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll now move through 4 rounds of sun salutations, which is also a nice practice I like to do every morning. So come to stand at the front of your mat. Actually, this will be easier. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale with knees slightly bent, hinging from the hips, folding forward. Stepping the right leg back. Knee can be on or off the mat, yogi's choice. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, folding forward, hands frame the front foot, stepping into downward facing dog. Inhaling, lowering the knees down. Exhale into child's pose. Staying in child's pose, one full round of breath, feeling your breath. Maybe returning back to the word that you chose at the beginning of practice. On the next inhale, coming up to hands and knees. Exhale, pressing your balls of the feet into the mat, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. Gazing forward, right leg steps forward, left knee on the mat. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, back foot steps to join. Folding in. Inhaling all the way back up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, folding. This time the left leg steps back. Lowering knee down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, child's pose. Inhaling up to hands and knees. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Gazing forward, left leg steps forward. Right knee on or off the mat. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, frame foot. Stepping forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more rounds. You may feel how your body is slowly warming up. Maybe you'll feel ready this time to keep the knee off. If you do, just make sure you keep that back leg strong. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling up to hands and knees. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward. Lowering left knee down or keeping it up, yogi's choice. Forward. Relaxing the head while you're in forward fold. Inhale, coming up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more round. Following your breath rather than my breath cycle here. Left leg back. Exhale, folding forward. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lowering the knees. Exhale, child's pose. As this is the last round, staying here for another breath. And just remembering that this sun salutation was practiced by ancient Indians centuries ago to show gratitude, to acknowledge the new day. So you on your mat here right now, just think about the day ahead. And whatever is maybe planned on the schedule, just allowing yourself this moment here on your mat right now to place some gratitude, the seed of gratitude into this new day. There is always, always something to be grateful for, even at times like this. One more breath here. Inhale, coming up to hands and knees. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhaling, low lunge. Exhale, stepping the back foot forward, downward facing dog, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And just take a moment here to close your eyes. Feel your heart beating underneath your thumbs. Notice the energy moving in your body. And then we'll come to the front of your mat. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, folding. Stepping back into your downward facing dog. From here, you have two options. We're going to move into a high plank. So on the inhale, we're going to move the weight of the body onto the hands. If this is too strong for you, you're always welcome to lower the knees and to do the same thing. Keeping your core active, so you're not dropping in, but you're keeping the lower back nice and strong by activating your core. So, exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, two options, either with knees down or with knees up, moving the weight onto the hands. Exhaling. Inhaling. 3 more times. Make sure the elbows are pointing in, they're not flaring out to the side. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. And staying here now for 5 breaths. Again, if it's too strong, lower the knees down. Otherwise, staying here for 5 breaths. Core remains active. Gaze is in between hands. One more breath. And lowering knees down. Now moving into a child's pose. Arms can be out front or alongside the body, palms facing up, rounding the shoulders, almost like drawing the shoulder blades away from each other. Notice how the breath is changing, coming down again a bit, and coming up, and come to lie on your back. Bringing the feet hip width apart, close to the buttocks, toes pointing away from you, arms alongside the body. And for this exercise, I highly recommend you use a block if you have one. Otherwise, a thick book or a pillow would do as well. A pillow, I would suggest something the size of this, or maybe even 2. See how you go. So placing the pillow in between your knees, and on the inhale, you're draping your buttocks and lower back off the mat, lifting up. Bring the upper body towards the chin. Exhale, lowering down. If you find this quite uncomfortable with your neck, you could also, hopefully you have 2 pillows, use the pillow for your head, just to make sure that your back of the neck is flat and isn't tilted uncomfortably. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale. Exhale, lowering down.
If you'd like to make it a bit more complex, inhaling arms overhead. Exhale, lowering down. If there's any furniture in the way or beautiful plants, going a little higher to them, expressing a note of gratitude for whatever it is to be here in your life. If it's kids' toys, grateful for the toys that keep your kids happy and entertained. One more time, inhaling up, and this time staying up here. Again, you're not trying to bring your chin rolling the head in, but you're trying to lift your chest and bring it closer to your chin. You can have the arms continue moving, so on the inhale, arms overhead, exhale, lowering down. You can interlace the hands underneath the buttocks, walking the shoulder blades closer in towards each other, or you could keep the arms overhead. If you don't have a block or a pillow, just check that your knees aren't flaring out to the side. That's where the block is quite handy because it keeps the knees working together and it's really nice and activating for your glutes. And again, maybe take a moment here, closing your eyes, feeling the breath in the body. Noticing the sensations in the body without judgment. Maybe returning back to your word or sankalpa for the day. One more breath here. Long, slow inhale. And on the exhale, slowly allow yourself to roll down. Releasing the block, bringing the knees in. Giving yourself a nice little roll from side to side. Flattening out that lower back area. Maybe a couple of circles with the knees, one direction and the other. And placing the left foot down near your buttocks. Exhaling the right leg away from you. Arms alongside the body. On the inhale, pointing the right toe away. Inhaling the right leg up towards the ceiling, left arm overhead. Exhale, lowering down. Making sure you keep that leg quite active. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And you want to have as little movement as possible in your hips. So maybe even having both of your hands on that little bit underneath your hip bones, near your pubic bone, and just feel how stable you can keep your hips while moving the leg. Check that the left knee isn't wobbling around. And once you feel you have a grip on that steadiness, maybe then inviting the arm to come back in. And if this doesn't feel hard enough for you, you are very welcome to lift the lower leg off the left lower leg off the mat. And continuing on like this, which requires quite a bit more core. One more time. And lowering both legs down. Just for a moment, palms up, allowing the feet to flop out, relax to the side. And just feeling the effects of this practice. Notice how your right leg is feeling compared to the left. And then moving to the other side. Right foot, heel near the right buttocks. Palms facing down, pointing the left toe away. And maybe actually putting the hands onto that pubic area, just creating that stable base of support first. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. And see how gently, Lou, you can touch back down on the earth. Almost like you're hovering there before releasing down. The more controlled you can do it, the more your muscles will have to be switched on and the more your mind has to be switched on. Once you feel you have a pretty good stability and awareness created in your hips for this movement, inviting the right arm to join. Having hand and foot touch down at the exact same time. Again, if you'd like to have it a bit stronger, other leg up in tabletop. I do recommend having the other hand, the left hand, then down in contact with the mat rather than on your pubic, just for a bit of extra support. Two more times. Maybe closing the eyes while you're moving through this exercise, feeling the body. When the sense of sight is not available to us, we often find it easier to turn inwards. Like that. And lower both legs down. Taking one more moment here. Closing the eyes. And then we'll move into one twist before finishing our practice today. So again, you can keep the pillow if that's comfortable to you, or if you don't need it, that's fine as well. Just scoot a little bit further away from the wall. Bring your hands to shoulder height. Maybe you have to move things out of the way, same as me. Bringing the knees into your chest. And on the exhale, having the knees roll over to the right, gazing over your left shoulder. You can scoop around a little bit to make sure that you're in a comfortable spot here. Maybe placing the right hand on top of the left knee. And feel your left shoulder blade, ideally staying in touch with the mat. If your left shoulder blade is moved off the mat, you may want to just move the knees a little bit further back up into the air so that you do have that contact with the mat in the shoulder area. Allow yourself to be in this position, in this twist for 5 breaths. Feeling your breath, how it's entering and exiting the body, how it's winding its way through the body in this twisted posture. And gazing back up, inhaling knees up the center, exhaling knees to the other direction. Gazing over your right shoulder, left hand can be placed on the right knee. Feel how with every exhale, the spine is allowed to relax a little bit further into this twist. So on the inhale, you're inviting spaciousness with the breath to enter the body. Letting go of any judgment of how this should feel or look like, and just accepting, yes, this is what it's like right now. And feel how even though the body may feel stagnant, there is with the breath that little bit of movement happening. And how with continued practice, you will start to feel differently. The body will start to move more subtly. And your mind will be able to move with more ease, navigating through your day. One last breath here. Big release, letting go. Inhale, bringing knees to center. One last squeezing in, rolling from side to side. And then lowering the knees down, palms facing up, allowing the feet to flop out to the side, closing the eyes for your Shavasana. Notice your face being relaxed, your jaw relaxed, whole body relaxed. So relaxed that your dog comes into the room to lie down with you. And maybe now's the time for you to switch off this recording, put on your favorite song, and start your day.